Hi everybody, it's Rob Chavez with the CAZA Group of Keller Williams Realty coming at you with pro tip number 7 on what you need to do from a financing perspective to get your contract accepted. Now here's the dirty little secret that nobody ever tells you about. Financing matters, and the perception of the type of financing you have matters. How so? Well, a listing agent, when they're evaluating offers, they're going to look at it and they're going to say, okay, is this FHA, is it VA, or is it conventional? And the natural tendency is to think that the conventional financing is the best financing. Why? Because the buyer is putting down more money in that transaction. But that's not always the case, right? Like the FHA buyer, the VA buyer can be just as strong, and they might just choose that option because they'd rather use their cash for something else. So your agent, your buyer's agent, has to be your advocate, and they have to go out there and sell you and sell your financing along with the lender. The lender is a key piece in this. They also have to be part of this. They've got to sell you as a complete package to the seller to create certainty for the seller, because that's what this is all about. In a competitive environment, when there's lots of people making offers on just a few properties, what the seller is looking for is certainty. They want to know, will this buyer get us to the finish line? So when you structure the offer, you need to make sure that you're educating your buyer's agent. Hopefully a good buyer's agent is going to be the one educating you, but just know, because you're now hearing this pro tip from me, that you need to be educating that buyer's agent on how they need to sell your complete financial package to the other side. Very, very important for you to know that. The second thing is, who you choose as a loan officer or a company matters. Why? Because there is a perception out there, right or wrong, probably more right than wrong, that online lenders, right, have a tendency to mess this thing up at the final hour, right? There are a lot of great online lenders out there, but there's been enough listing agents burnt along the way to have serious concern with online lenders. What a listing agent wants to know is, has this buyer's agent worked with this particular lender for a long period of time? Have they been to battle together, right? Most of the times what they want to see is a local lender that they recognize, that they have a relationship potentially with, because they know that those local lenders have underwriting departments right next to them or close to them, so that if something does go offline, they can quickly get it back online because underwriting is right next to the loan officer, right? Sometimes even with the bigger banks, underwriting might be in a separate location, and that could cause heartache for the listing agent. And that listing agent is going to pass that information on to the seller, right? So all things being equal, they're going to look at whether you're coming from a big bank or like a local lender, and they're going to tell their agent, their client, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I prefer the local lender that I recognize, and this buyer's agent's worked with this local lender for a long time because it's their local lender, and that provides more certainty to the seller. Now, that said, if the buyer's agents worked with the larger corporate lender out there, like a Wells Fargo, for a long time, and they know that underwriting is close by and they've been to battle a lot, yes, a case can be made there, but just know that in the mind of the listing agent out there, it still causes pause. How do I know this? Because that's what I've done for the last 15 years, is been primarily on that listing side of the business. And I train all my buyer's agents within the company what sellers look for, what listing agents look for. So you need to know that this is important. The type of financing you choose and the type of lender that and who your lender is, they absolutely matter. And by the way, that lender should be making a call to the listing agent and essentially telling them, hey, they are pre-approved, they're good to go, we've collected all their financial documents, and all we need is a ratified contract and appraisal, and we're off to the races. Again, that creates certainty, and that's what sellers want in today's market. As always, if you have questions, feel free to email me, text me, call me, friend me on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever your preferred method. We're here to help, and we're here to answer any questions that you may have. Make it a great day. Take care.